A single gunshot rang out. In an instant, the quiet island was thrown into chaos. No one could have imagined that this one bullet would lead to warships, cannons, and hundreds of soldiers. The United States and Great Britain, two of the world's most powerful nations, found themselves on the brink of war, all because of a single pig. This is the unbelievable yet true story of how a minor incident almost escalated into an international conflict. Let the story begin. In 1859, on San Juan Island in the Pacific Northwest, American and British settlers lived side by side in peace. But that morning, an American farmer found his potato field in ruins. The culprit? A single pig. The pig had been tearing through the field, devouring the potatoes. The farmer had had enough. He grabbed his rifle and pulled the trigger. Bang! The pig dropped dead on the spot. But the problem was that this pig belonged to a British farmer. Outraged, the British farmer demanded compensation, but the American farmer refused, claiming that his potatoes had been destroyed first. What began as a petty dispute quickly turned into a full-blown diplomatic crisis. As tensions mounted, the British Navy sent a warship to blockade the island. The United States responded by deploying troops. On this tiny island, two global powers were now facing off. One wrong move and a full-scale war could break out. Soldiers stood frozen, fingers on their triggers. The first casualty had been a pig, but the next could be hundreds of men. But why did this conflict escalate so quickly? The true issue was territorial control. San Juan Island was of immense strategic value to both nations. The British sought to control the island to maintain naval superiority in Canada, while the United States, driven by westward expansion, aimed to secure control of the regions. San Juan Island had now become a tense standoff, with both nations on the brink of war. To prevent an international conflict, urgent negotiations were held. In the first round of talks, Britain demanded an official apology and compensation for the pig. The United States pushed back, arguing that the pig had trespassed and destroyed the crops first. The negotiations stalled. Both countries' capitals were closely monitoring the situation. Neither side wanted to explain to the world that they almost went to war over a pig. The British government ordered its officials to de-escalate the situation. The United States also preferred diplomacy over unnecessary conflict. The final solution was a joint occupation and peace agreement. Both sides agreed to jointly occupy San Juan Island to avoid war. The United States and Britain reduced their forces, leaving behind only small garrisons. The ownership of the island would be resolved through diplomacy. The United States paid the British farmer for his pig, officially closing the case. For years, British and American troops coexisted peacefully on the island. Not a single battle took place. Eventually, through final negotiations, San Juan Island was officially recognized as U.S. territory. This incident, triggered by a single pig, nearly led two of the world's most powerful nations to war. It remains one of the most absurd potential conflicts in history.